It should be preparing a live stream meeting.
Excellent.
Setting up my meeting for YouTube Live. Done. Redirecting me to YouTube. And now I'm watching us on YouTube, so I will turn that off.
So I suppose we're live then. Excellent.
I think we are. We're live.
Why am I not getting it though? There we are. Yes. So we are live. So welcome to our Star Wars game, episode 4.2 today. We have the usual crew, and now Anthony has joined us. So I forgot to do intros last time, so let's just do a quick intro to who's playing who. So let's start with Craig. Oh wait, no volume. And does everybody hear Craig? I don't hear Craig.
No. I don't hear him at all. Yeah, you got issues.
There we go.
With somebody else.
There, you hear me now? All right.
Oh yes.
Amazing. It's like I've never streamed before. Craig Shipment, and I am playing Maxier, better known as Max Orden. He is a human soldier heavy and a veteran of the earliest days of the rebellion, and was put with this group on our last session. Was a little skeptical about all of you. Felt like he was walking in being very experienced and wasn't quite sure how well his two compadres were going to do, and they impressed him. So he's a little walking into this next adventure with a little bit of a different attitude.
Excellent. So let's go to Ivan playing Bob.
Yes, playing. Never mind. You can call me Bob. Bob is a grand. His herd, for lack of a better word, was more or less routed and destroyed by the Empire over time, and so he has joined the rebellion because he's not really fond of the Empire, and also kind of like in an attempt to create a new herd for himself, because Grant had this very strong herding instinct. So he's a very adept pilot. He believes everybody has their role, everybody has their place. If you do that, everything works smoothly. When people don't perform their role, say, for example, if they don't shoot at the engines of the ship, which is what they're supposed to do, then things go awry. And so he likes to remind people if they're not performing their role. But he's a very supportive individual. And he's happiest when he's helping other people do what they're supposed to. And everybody's doing the right thing.
Excellent. So let's go to Jose playing Jaster.
All right. So Jose playing Jaster Thorne. Jaster Thorne is a young recruit into the Rebel Alliance. He comes from a planet where there was very tough suppression of the Republic people, and very bloody fighting between the Rebel Alliance and the Empire from early on. So that's his reason for joining. He is a soldier who started off who's got the training of a combat medic, but he's really a force emergent. There's a relative of his a couple generations back who was said in his family to have been a Jedi, but he has the ability to sense things others cannot, but he only knows the same legends that the rest of the guys do.
Excellent. And last, so last but not least, we are joined this week by Anthony playing Ilhana Ait. So tell us.
Well, he's surrounded by this miasma of coughing. But Il, as he is more easily known, is a Duros who grew up, as many of his people do, traveling through the galaxy and enjoying that freedom, right? Legend has it, of course, that the Duros invented hyperspace travel. But as he grew older and as he started to travel on his own, he saw the expanding grip of the Galactic Empire, recognizing that the greater fleets and of course the terror that is the Death Star, that sort of technology, The future of this is no travel, no freedom, no exploration of the stars, and this cannot be allowed. And this has brought him to the Rebel Alliance. But being young and relatively untrained, all he really has to offer to the Alliance is violence. And he is a gunslinger.
Excellent. So that should come in handy. So today's episode is 4.2, Judgment in Jedah. And because I believe in credit where credit is due, I should mention that this is loosely based on the Marvel comic series, Star Wars Volume 7, The Ashes of Jedah, collecting issues 38 through 43, written by Kyron Gillen and penciled by Salvador La Roca, which is on Comixology or Amazon, so you can go get that. It's from April 4, 2018. And for copyright reasons, we cannot show the crawl, but I can link to it and we can post it on the on YouTube, so people can follow it and watch the opening crawl. But I'll read it just in case. It is a time of civil war. The evil galactic empire rules over the galaxy, holding thousands of systems in its ever-tightening grip. Following the destruction of the dreaded battle station by a band of rebels, the galactic empire has returned to the ruined moon of Jedah in an attempt to collect the remaining kyber crystals that survived the Death Star's attack. Using stolen Imperial codes, the Rebel Alliance has sent a small band of freedom fighters to the interdicted moon to make contact with a rebel spy named Nilo Valani in the city of Tajed. The rebels hope that Valani has obtained information that can be used to disrupt the Empire's mining operation. Okay? And so, as the letters of the crawl fade into darkness, you can sort of see an image of the planet behind me, but I'll share a bigger one just in case, so it is clear. The camera pans down. We see the broken moon of Jedah, whose mantle has been cracked. And we see the shape of an Imperial Star Destroyer. As the camera continues to pan down, we pass the Star Destroyer and we see a swarm of TIE fighters diving into the atmosphere. And below that, we see our YV-560 Corellian transport, which, until there is an official vote on the subject, I'm going to call the long shot, with our crew. And it is currently diving down into the atmosphere. We zoom in to the cockpit, where we can see our pilot Bob and Ilhana on the co-pilot seat. Now, on one of the seats behind them sits, as usual, Mac, the military 3PO unit, and, the usual rebel crew. And so Mac says, Sir, Star Destroyers have launched 2 squadrons of fighters after us. We won't get another chance to do this again. We must make it down to the planet. We cannot proceed directly to Tajed, as the Imperial garrison has been alerted to our presence.
Thank you for noticing. I hadn't noticed that.
And blaster bolts, green fire starts pumping through the, you can see it through the cabin.
Yeah, and I whack my comm jammer in a vain attempt to even disrupt the slightest bit of communications between the various Imperial ships at this point. All right, we got to get out of here.
The TIE fighter pilots seem to be sending us messages.
Oh,
Perhaps
yes.
they want us to slow down.
Oh, no, wrong idea. Gonna punch it.
You have been asked repeatedly to, stop, and the Imperial codes have obviously failed. There are currently 2 flights of TIE fighters. Each flight is 4 TIE fighters, so there are 8 TIE fighters currently on your trail.
This could be bad.
Yeah. So
This
how,
could
how,
be bad. Yes.
how far away are these suckers? Like, are we closing to engage really fast? Is that?
One of the flights is at close range, which means they can fire, and the other is approaching fast, coming from medium range. There is
Okay.
a Star Destroyer behind them, though, so
Oh,
it's approaching as well.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. There's 9
Now it's
ships.
up.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay. Well, then it's clearly yeah. And so Jeda is not an option. I'm going to try to lose them going into and remind me the moon itself. What is it like? I mean, outside the fact it's got a big chunk blown out of it.
Yes, the moon is it used to be a cold desert, right? So it was like Tatooine is mostly sand and rock, but given its distance from the sun is a pale, light, yellow light on the horizon, and it barely warms the planet. So it's mostly a cold desert. Now, atmosphere has changed because of the after effects of the firing of the single reactor Death Star laser, which has cracked the planet core, right? So there is a section where there's the molten lava of the planet is exposed, if you will. So this has had effects upon the atmosphere, but again, it's mostly rocks and sand. But Matt can tell you, surface scan reveals a storm to the northeast and a set of canyons to the southwest.
Storm,
Yeah,
canyons,
storm.
or the orbital debris field.
There is also the orbital debris field, yes. But if you stay in orbit, again, well, you can do that. Mac has pointed out, though, that you cannot make it straight to Tajed because the Imperials are waiting for you.
Storm.
So,
Steering the ship in the direction of the storm, and it, trying to go punch it for full throttle.
All right. So why don't we go to the dice roller and start making some destiny pool and initiative checks?
That's a good idea.
Dice app. Here we go. All right.
Greg, how could you?
Got to keep it interesting. 16 TIE fighters isn't enough.
8. It's not. It's not
Kidding.
that bad, but it's pretty bad. Wait, did Jose roll or just added destiny? Come on, man.
I just had a destiny. Yeah.
I like it,
Roll,
Jose.
roll.
I like the cut of your jib.
Thank you. So yeah, just got. Let's go.
Ooh.
Well
Oh, there
done.
we go.
Welcome to the
Good
crew.
job.
And
Yeah, all right, cool.
I believe
Alright,
this
so-
is it. Let me just. So
Wait,
it's
I
3
gotta roll.
and 3, so it's not bad.
I'm gonna roll.
Wait, didn't you roll? It
We
had
did.
2 whites from you.
Yeah, we did. You rolled.
That's just the destiny pool. I haven't rolled cool yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we haven't done that
okay,
yet.
yeah. Let's start on that initiative. So
All right. And are we using vigilance or cool?
I believe it's cool because you were sort of expecting the attack. So you were already in case the
Booyah!
codes failed, which they did. So whoa.
Forget about.
So I'm gonna roll.
I forgot to take off the force die, but yeah.
That's okay.
I like mine too. The 4
We need to-
successes.
That's the thing about this thing, taking off the dice.
Okay, so I've divided the TIE fighters into 4 minion groups of 2.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be 2
so-
of 4.
That might have been a little bit extreme,
Yeah.
but yeah. So it's 0 for me, and that's 2 successes here, and 1 success.
I
and
don't
2
mind getting a
successes.
triumph for my first initiative roll. That's
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Ivan has got 2 and 2. So that's a PC over me. And Craig.
How about
Good
that for
awesome.
only 3 greens?
Yeah. And Jose did pretty good as
Guaranteeing
well.
us the first spot.
So Jose goes between two of my guys. And Anthony has a triumph. So we were debating this, Anthony, last time. If you get a triumph, that doesn't bump you to the top of the thing, right? It just gives you an extra maneuver on your first turn.
I mean, that's how it's written. So
okay.
For speed, in the beginning, we used to order them triumph, success, advantage.
Because it's probably easier, yeah.
Then later on, we had more mental space for processing it the right way.
Yeah.
I'd prefer the extra maneuver. So.
Okay, so I believe it's PC, PC, PC. Then it's NPC, NPC, PC, and NPC. Am I missing one? Oh, another NPC. So you guys have 3 turns. They have 2. You have 1, and they have 2. That's how I sort of quickly got it. Okay. So before we proceed any further, be advised, Ivan asked the pilot that you do have some options there, right? Either diving into the storm or the canyons will give setback die to piloting rolls, and you will have to make piloting checks to avoid, the environmental hazards. The storms should be a little bit harder to handle than the canyons, but both will present obstacles, right? So whatever you feel is best.
No big deal. I think storm is best because less visual, more interference, more fun. So unless anybody has an objection, I'd like to just go first and try to hit full throttle and get us there as fast as possible.
Excellent.
No objection's good. That's good. So how many setback dice is this going to?
All right. So if you stay in the upper reaches of the storm, you will get 2 setback die. If you dive down towards the surface, the lower you go, then it becomes 3 setback dice. It's to you and to them if they follow.
Going for gold. Going for big. I got so it's only 1 setback die for me.
So you're staying at the upper reaches of the storm where everybody gets
no.
I
wisely
deep.
took the other.
Yeah.
I wisely took the other point of skill jockey, as somebody suggested I might want to do. So.
I'll lend an assist on that as the co-pilot.
Right.
Excellent. Okay, so
and that should blue me if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. So this will affect visibility for firing as well. And so I'll give 1 less. It's 3 to the piloting, but only 2 to the targeting. So if you're going to shoot whoever's in the well, which I am assuming at this point is Jaster and Max, so you'll have 2 setback dice to fire, but they'll have 2 to fire to you as well. So
right.
Why don't we start with that piloting check as you dive into the storm?
Good start.
Nice.
It is. Hang on. That's a good roll, but that's not the right difficulty. Yeah. So the difficulty for pilot checks is it's your speed upgraded by half your silhouette size.
Right. That was actually. I'm terribly sorry. That was my. Yeah. What's the other? Because that was.
Should be 2 reds and 1 purple, because the speed is you're going to speed 3, and half your silhouette rounded up is 2. So you should get 2 reds and 1 purple. Throw in and you got your assist from Il. So
let's try this again. And that actually should be my full throttle check, and I shouldn't have had the dice on it because I forgot about that.
And remember it's 3 setbacks, but you can take away 2, so it's only 1 setback die, right?
Okay.
And is that your piloting? Just 1 yellow, or is it 2?
Oh, it's 2. I'm sorry. You're right.
Should be, I have you as 2 yellows, 2 greens, 1 blue, 2 reds, 1 purple, and 1 black.
And we just removed it. There we go.
And I put it back. I put it back. Let's try this again. Sorry, kids, don't try this at home. So because I have to do the full throttle action first, does that mean, well...
Is it an action full throttle? It doesn't really matter because whatever it is... Well, that's a talent you have, full throttle. So you're going to have to read me through it because I don't remember what that does exactly.
Oh, it just bumps me up to on speed for as many rounds as my cunning, which my cunning is not fantastic.
Okay, so if you bump up the speed to 4, then the difficulty goes up as well. So it becomes 2 reds and 2 purples. That's up to you if you want to risk that high speed or just leave it at 3.
Yeah, I want to get in there as fast as possible.
The idea is to get away. Let's get away.
Okay, so 2 green, 2 yellow, 1 assist, 1 black die, 2 purples, 2 red. Okay, here we go.
Correct.
This is the real roll. I like my other roll better, but yeah, okay.
Okay, it's a setback. So, you know, the it's not as easy as you thought. So there is a swirling barrage of sand and ash, and there's red lightning falling through the skies. So the ship has to sort of maneuver through it, and the static from the close electrical discharges are overwhelming the shipboard electronics. So take 1 strain to the ship from that threat that you generated.
Are you going to do your ship-o-meter again, Craig?
Oh, that's right. You're going to have me do that. Yep.
Yeah, please. So it's 1 strain to the ship's systems, but you also failed the maneuver check. So let's have you make a collision roll because you failed the piloting check.
Excellent.
So, excellent. Maybe I should save collisions for for despairs. Let's not have you collide just yet. So that's it. We'll just give you the strain. Yeah. So okay, so that was the first PC slot. Next PC, who's going to take it?
I'm happy to take it. Do we have, what is the range that our pursuers are in right now?
I think you have 1 set of TIE fighters at close and the other at medium. So you can only really fire at the minion group at close.
Okay. Jess, are you all right if I go?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
So remember to add 2 setback die for the visibility issues given the storm.
All right. Oh, I'm trying to hit the Zoom screen share to change the dice. I'm like, why is it not working? All right. So let's go 2 yellow, 2 green. And then we are close, so that's only 1 purple, right?
No, it's planetary. It's space combat technically, even though you're entering atmosphere, right? But given the scale of the ships, so it goes by silhouette size. So it's 2 purples always, unless there's upgrades and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then you said 2 setbacks, correct?
And 2 setbacks, yes.
All right. I go over the radio before I start firing as we're jostling, you know, and Bob's trying to do his best in there, and
Bud, check on you, bud. You know, do you have any thoughts on what I should shoot at?
Bob had opinions last time. Yes.
So, not waiting for an answer, I go ahead and fire at the closest group.
And that is a hit with an advantage. Excellent. So what's the ship damage again? The guns damage.
Was it 6? I'm trying to
It's
remember.
6. Yes, it's 6. So That would be a total of 7. Minus armor, and so yeah, you know, you're, even though with the poor visibility and the lightning and everything and the TIE fighter trying to navigate into the storm, you manage to hit it. And so you can see, you know, blue lightning play across its surface as the TIE fighter is hit, but not knocked out. So
of course, I'm in the I'm on one of the turrets. Jaster's below me, right? Because they work on the vertical. So I yell down the tunnel or yell up the tunnel. I don't know if I'm on the top or the bottom to Jaster and say, Jaster, I softened him up. Let's go. I'm going to pass him a boost.
excellent. And so another PC slot, which I'm guessing it's Jasper, or is it ill?
Evasive maneuvers sound good?
Yeah, go for it.
It's going to make it harder to hit. So
yeah, my shooting skills are not very good, so you go ahead.
so it doesn't
he's
matter.
missing either way. So let's make it harder for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So evasive maneuver does not require a roll. So all you have to do is apply an upgrade to the difficulty, correct?
That's correct. At the cost of upgrading the difficulty of our own shot.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So now, anything else on that?
This is
turn?
the second
No?
maneuver for the ship, but this is our free maneuver for my initiative roll.
Okay.
So we need to assess whether that will cause strain to the ship or not.
Because it's the second.
Because it's the second maneuver. Yeah.
But it's a free maneuver.
Are you going to take an action?
It only, and it has a maximum of 2, right?
Yep.
Does it cost, because it's free, right? It's normally
the second maneuver in ship-based maneuvering causes,
even if it's free.
If there's a single pilot, it causes strain to the pilot.
Yes.
If there are 2 pilots, it causes strain to the ship.
So, can you change, Anthony? Unlike personal, you can't change in an action for a second maneuver. It has to.
Well, the action was Ivan's.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm with you.
Ivan's turn. Yeah, the whole thing
Makes
is even though it's a free maneuver given by the initiative, it doesn't really count.
This
Right.
explains why I couldn't get in there. Well, I'm pulling the sticks left. He's pulling them right. The ship's tearing itself apart, but he's making sure we're not going to get hit.
So it
we're
does
at
take the 2 strain,
18 of
right?
20.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So
Or
19,
no,
because
17,
you took an
sorry.
extra. 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
we're at
right.
17.
But so is Ill taking any additional actions in his turn?
You altered the ship a little bit. Are there any weapons?
There are just 2 weapons, ventral and dorsal. Dorsal and ventral cannons. And if what I figured is if they're manned like they are right now, well, the guys fire it. If they're unmanned because somebody leaves the gun well, then the pilot could fire them. But you can do other things, I suppose.
I don't have a problem with Ilhan manning it. I have other stuff I can do that's probably better.
Well, then all right. Although I likely am no better, but I do have an itching to shoot something.
Go for it then.
Yeah, I stay on one of the computer consoles.
Yeah, and do you take the? I guess the boost goes to you then. It doesn't go to Jaster because you're the next to act.
Right.
Okay.
So the boost die goes to you.
Gunnery. Oh, that's awful. If nobody minds, I'm going to dip into the Destiny pool.
Go for it.
Go for it. That's what it's there for.
Okay. So that gives me.
So it's a red and purple difficulty and 2 setback dice.
Nice. And 1 boost. 1 lonely little boost. All right. Booyah.
Good
Oh,
start.
there you go. So, That is 6
9.
hits. Yeah, six go through.
And I'll pass the boost on to the next in order.
All right, so at as the ship is descending, right, the two closest TIE fighters, one of which is trailing the the blue ionization from Max's original hit, right? They dive in closer, and you have the ventral turret locked in the rear position, or you can still maneuver it from the cockpit. So you do
Yeah, I
manage
can
to get a
imagine
lock on that group.
A little
Yeah.
stick right next to him, you know.
Mm-hmm. The co-pilot scene, and so you move it and maneuver it until you can fire, and you open fire on that first TIE fighter that's sort of ionized. It doesn't have good maneuverability, and it blows up, and your shots rake the second TIE fighter as well, but that one's still holding. And so
I look down the tube again, and I'm about to yell, nice shooting, Jaster, and I realize Jaster's not in the seat anymore.
That's probably what.
I looked at, what? Nice shoot. Oh.
I marked him for you, Max.
And so it is the first TIE fighter group, which is now severely injured. Let's see how we do this. So first they got to make their piloting check. So they have
I vote
ships
they make.
handling. And they got 3 setback dice because Bob has moved us close to the ground as is possible. And so that lonely
Before you roll,
TIE
is that
fighter.
is that the right difficulty? Is that the right difficulty? Because we're larger.
No, this is the piloting check to maneuver the storm.
This is the piloting check. I'm sorry. I'll be here.
They haven't even fired. So, so this is the first TIE fighter getting a massive failure on his thing, but only 1 threat. So I think that takes a strain to the to that TIE fighter, and now it attempts to fire upon you. And you know what I should do, because there's a second TIE fighter group after this. I'm going to try the same roll. Piloting check for the second group, because that way I don't have to change all the dice. That second group fails as well, and so they take a little bit of strain there. Okay, now let's do that combat check. So it is 1 red, 1 purple, 2 setback die. And because the first TIE fighter is no longer in a group, this is all it has to fire. And it opens fire, and
somehow miraculously hits our ship.
Somehow, even with all the precautions, it hits. And
like a giant wounded turkey we are.
Just to double check, that included the evasive maneuvers.
That was the upgrade, right?
Yes, I upgraded it. Yeah.
Good. Just check.
So even with that, so it does 7 points of damage minus your armor 3, I believe, is 4 points of damage to
That brings
trauma.
us down to
Long
16.
all right.
We're at
And
16 of
so-
20. Or I'm sorry, we're at that counts up. But
So the second the second pair of TIE fighters opens fire as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
they do not hit, but they get some massive advantage.
awful.
That is awful. So what am I going to do with all of this advantage?
At least it's not a crit.
Maneuvers.
I think I'm going to give some extra strain to the ship. To you
Okay.
guys. Can I do that? I believe I can, right? Let me double check on that. No, you actually have to deal damage to the target to deal So, okay, so they'll send navigational data back to the other two groups, and they're going to help them with their piloting checks to navigate the storm. That'll be
Does my jammer interfere with that?
just one boost die to the next group. And with the rest of that advantage, they'll give you a penalty to whatever you do next because of the intense fire, right? They've opened fire, so your maneuvering is a little bit more restricted for the next action if you're trying to shoot or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And we're back to the PC slot, so I guess it's Jaster's turn.
All right, so Jaster's sitting at a computer and he's looking at the old school monitor with the little circles where the bleeps are, and he starts calling out approach vectors from the different TIE fighters. And okay, that's a discipline, a fire discipline action.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Because I got 3 successes. Both next crew members to shoot get a boost die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the drawbacks mean, but
it's a little bit stressful. So your Jedi calm is being challenged, and so you'll take 2 strain.
okay, I'm not a Jedi yet.
The evasive
It's harsh to
soldiers.
remember.
But no, the ship is jostling, right? So he's trying to stay focused on the data and trying to keep it all straight in his head. And things are moving really fast. So you do have to do some anticipation on top of the computer, and that's causing you some stress.
Right now,
So that's what that is.
a question.
Yes.
From just to learn, and in case from this console, can I do any aid maneuver for any of the other guys since I do have a maneuver available? Would it make sense? If it's no, that's fine. But
Is aid a maneuver? That's the
yes.
Because what
You mean assist?
Assist. I'm sorry. Yes, assist. Sorry, I'm still learning.
Listen, all those
isn't it?
consoles on the Star Wars ship do things, and they make the ship do things.
Sure, you can. I guess you can aid somebody else, not the fighters. I suppose not the gunners, right? I suppose you could aid.
So So from the same vectors, I'd throw an assist. Bob's way.
Right. Excellent.
So I'll throw it. I do yell out about the deflector shields. Jaster, can you do anything about the shields?
Probably not.
I'll give you a blue boost die, Jaster, from your astromech unit, from your R2 astromech unit. So whatever it is that you want to attempt, you could attempt it with a blue boost die.
Yeah, but it would have to be. That's an action, right? That's next turn. But
That is true.
My mechanics, nothing, man.
Well, no. What I'm thinking is a maneuver, Jose. You could do angle deflector shields, which instead of having
A
one setback, they'll have
second
2
maneuver.
setbacks.
Sacrifice your action for a second.
Oh,
maneuver.
instead of because you did your action, it was
Right, I did my
the
action.
fire discipline.
Right.
Do you need to angle the shields is a maneuver? So instead of doing the assist maneuver, you could do the angle the deflector shields, and you could set both to the rear.
All right, we can do that.
Okay, so you angle the deflector shields, and now
Aft.
the last 2, the second 4 TIE fighters are entering the storm, right? So it's going to take him 1 maneuver to close in to attack distance, right? Because they were at medium, but they can just use 1 maneuver to move to medium, and then they'll do the pilot check to enter the storm. The first group has a blue boost die from all the advantage that their fellows got on the previous turn. So here we go. And that is, if you can read the screen,
Whoa.
a despair.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
It's too bad for
somebody give
them,
me-
buddy.
Somebody give me a whatchamacallit, a percentile die to see what that does to the TIE fighter
go.
who just do it.
64.
64. That
Commodore.
is a Navi computer failure.
We are old because we know what that meant.
Yes, everybody laughed. That is bad.
Means we're seasoned.
Yeah, with tape,
Experienced.
with the tape drive.
Okay, so the storm is bad enough, right? And there's a bolt of lightning actually strikes a pair of the TIE fighters. It
Nice.
messes up, it cracks their cockpits, right? So because the result is Navicomputer failure, which means if they don't have a hyperdrive, it's that they're flying blind and it's unable to tell where it's going or know where it is. So I'm going to rule that means that the cockpit glass has cracked, and so the ships just crashed down into the desert sands. So 2 TIE fighters go down as they attempt to enter the storm from the vicious lightning. Those 2 despairs mean that their fellows behind them are not going to fare much better either. Let's see.
Evidence that the
be
Force is with us off the port bow.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to give them an extra setback, and it's 2 and 3 for their speed and maneuverability. So here we go. The others, however, are quite successful. They do manage to come in, but they get 5 threat on their roll. So
Squad.
you guys can actually assign that. What would you have them suffer for those 5? Strain, perhaps?
We could drop them last in initiative. But I think we're in pretty good shape as far as initiative is concerned now.
Their
They were going
piloting
last.
errors could give us an additional maneuver.
Yeah.
That is true.
I like that.
You could, well, they're minions. So if they take strain, they're screwed, right? So those
It's
could
also
be
damaged.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
I'm
5
all right with
damage.
them. Yeah, I'm okay with them taking 5.
Yeah.
All right. So again, the lead TIE fighter in the group, gets severely scoured by the vicious blast of sand, and you can see the panels on the side vibrate, and tiles and stuff are coming off the panels on the side of the TIE fighter, and you could see it wobbling and not being able to do much. And we are back to the top of the initiative order, and there's 3 PC slots coming up in a row. So who wants to take the first one?
I'll go. I want to get us highest better in this thing. That's my intention, is to really try to lose them.
All right. So
Now
you're going to need to roll that piloting check again first.
That's
Thanks.
right on. I can do that. And I read something interesting though in Full Throttle, which I did not read before, and it said the ship can't perform maneuvers that it couldn't normally perform, like they have a minimum speed requirement, which I guess would mean I can't gain the advantage unless we doing that, which is too bad.
No, I believe you can. It's just a matter of, because that's related to the size of the ship, isn't it? Gain the advantage, you have to be silhouette 1 through 4. So it's not relative to speed. Speed improves your chances of doing it, but it's not a requirement to do it. The real requirement is silhouette.
Yeah, all Full Throttle does is add to the vehicle's top speed. So to change speed, you need to accelerate, decelerate, or punch it. And with Full Throttle, on a successful roll, you can get more out of your ship than another person could. So But you
Gotcha.
don't get to add maneuvers that the ship doesn't qualify for.
So it doesn't qualify for gaining advantage because it's not 4+.
Yes. No. It's the other way around. It has to be silhouette 1 through 4 to qualify.
Now he's talking
If
about
it's
speed.
bigger,
No, yeah, but there's speed too. There's a speed
He's
requirement.
talking about the speed of gain the advantage. The ship isn't fast enough normally.
Yeah, unless we upgrade the ship to go faster all the time, I can't really use that maneuver. So that's interesting. Anyhow, but I'm going to freaking try to lose these guys as best I can. So I'm going to make this hard piloting check. Yeah. To attempt to not crash into the ground.
so what is your speed right now? Because your speed will determine your difficulty for the piloting check.
It's 4. I mean, because it was 4 last time. I guess it's going to be 3 this time at this point. Because I have a cunning of 1, so I can really only maintain that for a short period of time.
Okay, so in that case,
I'm going to assist with this
Yay! Good.
by giving the Gran a comforting wink, which I hope one of his eyes will see. With my enormous red eye.
I guess.
Okay, so what you need is 2 reds and 1 purple, and it would have been 3 black, but I guessed
1. And
you get 1 because of your balance. Yeah.
Are we calling this a mechanical wink, or are you just winking at me because that's all you're giving me?
And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to make things even more interesting. I'm going to flip a destiny point to make that difficulty check 3 reds. And no
That's
It's
bad.
definitely a mechanical wink. I'm going to use my.
Okay, thank you.
favor for
Thank you
that.
very much. You got that's all you got? Come on, help me out here. All right. Okay. Do I want to flip 1 back? Yes, I do. All right, here we go. 1 green, 3 yellow, 1 assist, 3 reds, and 1 black. And still.
Very nice.
And still.
Man.
Oh, wait, I'm going to reload because I don't see it. Hang on. Oh, failure. There we go. But you do get an advantage. So
Yeah.
it's
all right.
something.
Yeah, next guy that acts gets some kind of advantage, even if it's just to jump ship. They'll get a blue die to safely.
Well, we could regain some strain.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. We're currently at 3 strain. You want to go take us down to 2?
I don't think the ship can regain strain. You have to do a repair thing to get the.
No, you might be right on that.
Yeah, I
Did you
believe
take
it's
any strain,
damage
Bob?
control.
I thought Bob took strain.
Personal strain, you can. Yes.
Maybe it was Jaster who took strain.
Jaster took strain. I remember.
I just
Pass
throw
the-
it.
Yeah, I
Pass-
took two, I
pass
took
the
2
boost.
strain.
Passing it to somebody.
It just passed the blue, right? Because I don't think you cannot regain strain for the other guy, right? You can regain strain for yourself, I believe.
There are
Okay.
times for
Yeah,
that.
so he's
I'm
passing a
not sure.
boost.
I'm not sure why my failure to do this is gonna aid somebody, but we'll figure out why.
Mm-hmm. So who is next? Ooh. Oh wait,
I'll go.
Oh, you couldn't do the evasive maneuvers. You just did the pilot check. So do you have an extra thing to do? Do you have you could do, because even though that rolls dice, I count that as flying the ship, right?
Right. Well, I would certainly do an evasive maneuver if I can.
Go for it. Although we are already engaged in evasive maneuvers, right? Until Ilhana,
Of my
until his
comes around.
turn again. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you could try to. Oh no, you can't regain the advantage. Yeah, that's the. Can't gain the advantage, which would cancel that. Man, you guys are gonna put some money on that ship and get that speed up to 4 if you want to do these antics
That's
more
cool.
consistently.
We have to live first.
That's true.
Okay. I
So-
can't think of any other kind of maneuver I would do at this particular point. So
Okay, so let's go to whoever's next. Who takes the next slot?
I'm gonna point the guns. So if I've got this correctly, I've got my gunnery skills 2 green, 2 yellow. I'm going up against a purple and a red with 2 setback. I've got 1 boost for aim because I'm going to use that as my maneuver. I'm going to take 2 strain for a second aim. And then I get a boost from Bob, correct?
Plus from 1 more from fire discipline.
And 1 more from fire discipline. So it gives me a total of 4 boosts. So we got
Nice.
2 green, 2 yellow, 4 boost, 1 purple, 1 red, 2 setback. I'm going to flip a point, upgrade me to 3 yellow.
Oh my God.
So that's
So that
10,
is
10 damage.
10 damage. So it's 8 points. Oh, jeez. So
They're fragile.
Fragile.
it's Italian, honey. 6, 7.
My
Okay, so
6-year-old
with
daughter
that,
saw that movie for the first. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, that movie for the first time.
Yeah.
So the cannons open up, and you catch one of the last set of TIE fighters that came in, and you managed to blast the first one, which was not, which was losing the tiles from one of its stabilizers, and its partner flies right into your stream of fire, and it goes down as well. So now there's currently only 3 TIE fighters on your tail, and and so you just shut down 2 more. What do you want to do with that advantage? Yeah.
So I'm seeing where the other group is coming from. I hop on the comms and yell to Ill a little directional coordinate type thing to get past him a boost.
How come we only have static when you talk to me? I feel bad.
Oh, sorry, I didn't turn on my thing. Sorry.
Oh no, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. I don't take it personally.
And to be honest with you, I don't change anything, Bob. It's your hearing that changes. Ill hears me fine.
That's what I was just going to say. No interference
You've got
from the horde.
Only 2 ears. You might have 3 eyes, but you only got 2 ears.
So next PC slot is who? Ill?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I assisted on the beautiful flying check. So for my maneuver, I will renew evasive maneuvers.
Okay.
I don't get a boost, right? From me.
Well, it's not something I have to roll for. It's just.
Oh, okay.
It just declared, but that's a maneuver. That's not an action, right? So you can you
Right,
still?
but I
take it?
assisted on the last.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that means it's their turn. And so let's do piloting checks for them first. And so there's a single pilot here who's going to do 1, 2, 3, 2 reds, 3 purples, and 3 black. Okay, so the first TIE fighter comes in. It's just a lone TIE fighter, and it misses its check. So it's getting battered by the storm and gets 3 threat. Should I apply that to strain?
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, please. Let's do it. Max isn't that good of a shot.
Okay, so that is enough to make the pilot lose control of the ship. And so it just starts to shake until the ship just goes down in the storm. And so that leaves only a single group of TIE fighters. And it's their piloting check. And it goes like this with a despair.
Wow.
Could somebody roll a percentage dice, please?
I'll do it.
Wow.
Well, this is why Bob went into the storm. See, Bob knows what he's doing. I don't know what you guys do, but Bob knows
This
his
is
job.
my favorite storm ever.
So that is a 56. Shields failing, which it does not have. So it gets 2 points of strain damage. Again, buffeted by the storm. Oh my God! So the second group is really racked by the storm, but it's going to use that to boost its own attack. And so let us roll now the attack roll, which is, and this is an intact minion group, so it's got 1 yellow, 2 greens, 2 purples, but we are at evasive maneuvers, so it's 1 red and 1 purple. And it does have 2 setback dice from the storm. I'm going to flip one of those destiny points and upgrade my attack.
And then we've also got our shields, right?
Yes.
Oh, that is correct. So that's an extra 2
Right.
Yeah.
setback dice from the rear shield. So here we go. And it still manages, even though the shields took part of it, I guess, that is still 3 plus.
Let's see, Il wasn't here for the last session, but this ship seems to have like giant bullseyes, like allied
It's a
bullseyes,
huge
painted
magnet.
all over. I don't think anyone's ever missed this ship once.
No.
So it is 9 hits, and you guys have 3 armor. So I guess
So
you
we
take
add
6
6.
full hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're halfway there. We're at
Medic!
10 of 20.
But it's got 3 threat on it. What do you guys want to do with that 3 threat?
Strain.
Strain. And so one of the TIE fighters is just, opening up on you, and you hear the laser blasts on the hull, but it just, the lightning hits it, and it just explodes in a ball of fire. And so there's only a single TIE fighter left. Yeah.
I look over at Bob, as we're kind of rocking around in the cockpit, adjusting things. It's like, why do you hate this ship so much? This is a good ship.
And we have our
A good member
final
of the
turn
herd
with
sacrificed itself for the rest of the herd. Ship is no different. And I'm just shaking around I'm just shaking around. We're shaking around like there's a bunch of people outside the ship in the 70s rocking it back and forth. Prepare for the blue screen thing. Like how the Falcon actually rocks back and forth in that really rhythmic manner. Yeah, so that's how the ship's rocking.
I guess that explains why you don't have a herd.
Yeah.
All right. So,
A different
I
conversation.
like that our RPG has practical effects. No CGI here.
everybody needs.
No, if
everybody
you're
in the
flying
cockpit
if you're flying Star Wars, you're buffing around with 2 guys rocking the ship on the outside. That's how it works.
Buddy.
all right. So I call R2 over to help me. So R2, get over here. I need you to weld these things shut, and I use my athletics for manual repairs.
There we go. So remember to add 2 setback dice because of the maneuvering, right? So the ship is rocking back and forth, so it's difficult to perform this action.
Oh, I thought it was due to his inability to understand mechanical things.
That too. No. He's got R2 with him.
R2's
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So it's the ship is just shaking so hard that
Yeah.
it actually just
The Hydra spanner
what?
fell on his head.
you actually banged the panel that you were planning to put in there, and it just electricity sparks from the thing. And let's give you an extra ship strain for that botched attempt.
That sends the surge right
repair.
through the control. That sends the surge right through the control panel. Another thing just pops. Sorry, what are you doing
And
back there?
R2
Just
does
fly
the
this
danger.
ship and shut up already.
And so we're back to the top. first PC slot. Who's going to take it?
I'm going to try to tide us better. Because I'm right at the start of the story. I want to get us. So we're going to do another piloting check. Keep
Yes.
You gotta
ourselves
love
deeper
the
in
ship,
storm.
Bob.
I love
Love
the
it.
ship. I love the ship.
That is 2 reds and 1 purple difficulty, but I am flipping. And so
That's 3.
it's going to be
Okay.
3 reds
3 and a black.
and 1 black. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to flip 1 back because I really think we ought to be better at this. Of course, I removed 1. Let's see. I can put that back. There we go. 1 green, 3 yellow, 3 reds, 1 black. Let's do it. For the
Oh, geez,
God!
Wait, both you got to look at this positively, right? There's no you haven't had any despair. So
Oh, look, I'm rolling 3 yellow dice.
So I need to know from the GM what the failure means.
Pilot.
I think the failure is just getting buffeted by the storm, right? But you're not. It feels bad for me to give you just collisions every time you fail, because it's going to be a real short flight if we do that. So I think, I don't know. We've been playing it straight, right? Nothing happens unless you get a despair. I could have added additional setback die to everything, but let's leave it like that. It's just
So as this is
what we
happening,
could
I am
do-
getting jostled. Oh, sorry.
I'm thinking if what we could do is if you actually succeeded at one of these checks, we could take one of those setback dice from operating in the storm and take it off, right? But you keep failing, so that's awesome.
That's okay. So what?
But you do have advantage, so you can give some advantage to whoever's next. And you haven't finished your actions, right? What else do you want to do this? Although you did say you had nothing else that you could think of.
Yeah, once
Last
again, I
time.
really got nothing else I can think of as from the, anything else.
All right,
Yeah.
so that passes some advantages to the crew. That passes a blue to whoever wants to take it.
Well, did we determine that that's a blue, or would this be 5 blue to the next action?
So
He can
I
pass 5
always-
blue to the next action.
Does it? 1 blue, it's 1. So that's awesome. That would be 5 blues to the next action then.
If he likes, or
So-
spend 2 on gaining an extra maneuver, or spend 3 on something more interesting. I mean, there's a lots of stuff that you can do.
Anybody got any good ideas? Because I'm drawing a blank here. I keep blowing the ship up, and next thing you know, I'm just feeling bad.
Well, it seems like the speed that we're going is just that little bit too hard, right? So taking an extra maneuver to decelerate doesn't seem like a bad idea.
I like that.
Yeah, okay, I'll decelerate. Yeah, I'll decelerate the ship to 2. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Right, so that would cost 2 of your
So you
massive
have
pilot
3.
advantage, and then you could pass
Right.
3
Yeah, so
boost
you
on
have-
to max.
Now,
to-
I'll just pass the boost on to the next person.
I would like to be that next person.
Go for it.
Go
Sure
for it.
thing. I'm slowing the ship
All right,
down so
so-
you get a better shot there, Max.
Hey, Bob, I'd like to know how we double the pilots, and it's getting worse up here.
I can hear him.
So I'm just shaking all over the place.
course
So
you can hear 'em,
let's
I'm
go
here.
ahead.
I look over at Il and say, it's like this all the time.
Remind me to get earplugs.
So I am going to, let's see. So I end up getting 3 boost from that. My difficulty.
3?
you said-
That's 1 red,
Just one.
1 red, and 1 purple because of the upgrade from the base of maneuvers. But I'm going to flip, and so it's going to be 2 red and 2 black from the storm. So 2 red
Okay.
and 2 black is your difficulty.
I'm
I'm
hearing
gonna,
the music, baby.
yeah, I'm flipping as well. And then I am also aiming, and I think I am ready.
Go for it. Oh, there we go. So that is 8 hits.
Yep.
So 8
Nice.
Do we have linked?
minus 2 is
do.
6.
Yeah, I'll activate
You
the
do
link.
have it. All right. And so that is enough to destroy the final TIE fighter. And so all 8 TIE fighters have been destroyed. And let's just have Bob give me a final piloting check to get out of the storm.
Now, does anybody have a kill count like storm? Like Bob versus the gunner, like who took down as many TIE fighters as in the storm? That's Bob. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Just saying.
Planetary Bob.
We can listen to this after the show and then keep score how many Bob took with this plan to dive into the storm.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it's this is now 1 purple, 1 red. Is that it?
Because you took the speed down, this is now what's your new speed number?
2.
It used to be
By
3.
by 1, from 3 to 2.
So you're now at 2, but you have a silhouette of 4, so that half of that is 2. So it's 2 upgraded by 2, so it's 2 reds, just 2 reds. But
Oh, great.
I'm gonna flip me a destiny point, and so it's 2 reds and 1 purple.
Okay. So yeah, two greens, 2 yellows, 1 purple, 2 reds, 1 black. Statistically,
Yes.
I still should be able to succeed. I'm flipping 1 back because
So you flipped another destiny.
no, because the force is with us. Sir. The force
There
is
you
with
go.
us, sir.
There was
Because-
evidence the Force was with us.
Because Jasper's on the ship
That too.
for no other reason. Okay, all right, there we go. You're
Yes,
getting out of the
there
storm.
we go.
Nice,
There we
Bob.
go. So
Nice.
take 2 more strain to the ship, and
Okay.
that's where we.
Okay, and we're just rocketing out of that storm.
Max.
Hopefully not in the view of the Star Destroyer.
You definitely
so
use
now-
those cannons as directed by the manufacturer.
Trying to hug
Exactly.
the bottom of this, the ground as much as possible without ripping off the ventral cannon.
Mhm.
That's real. I'm really just kind of like doing the Mach 1, sort of thing.
So you managed to emerge from the side of the storm, right? You're flying very close to the ground to avoid detection. As I mentioned, the sun is a very small, yellow-white spot on the horizon, so it's barely lit. There's, you're out of the storm, but there's still some, dust and particles in the atmosphere. So the whole thing gives this greenish cast to the air and, shadows all over the place. And, but at least you're out of the worst of it. Sir, surface scan reveals a small rock outcropping. We might take shelter there.
Yeah, give us a navigation right there. Thanks, Mac.
Let me stop share here. There we go. I always forget to stop the screen share.
Me too.
So you do make it to a small rock outcropping, right? And the ship settles down. Now that you have a little bit of time to breathe, remember that you are flying with a strike team of 8 Sons of Alderaan, right? The
I wonder if they're dead.
Troopers. No, they survived because nothing else happened, because I was planning on killing a few of them if it came to that, but they did survive. You are also have a crate of blaster rifles, which you liberated in the previous episode, and you have 4 functioning speeder bikes.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Your instructions are to make contact with Nilo Villani, but you were given this crate in case you needed to some sort of negotiations or if you made contact with any sort of local resistance cell, that you could, have something to offer. So that is an option that you have available to you in the ship.
Have things settled enough, Eloy, that we can maybe recover some strain?
You'd have to perform the damage control.
I'm saying personal strain. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Let's everybody rolls presence, I believe, which is
Cool or discipline, I think, right?
Cool
Yeah,
or discipline. You're correct.
All right.
Is there a difficulty to that?
Nope.
No. All right.
No, it's just
Simple
whatever
check.
you get is what you recover.
I don't believe I ever actually took any personal strain. I just strained the heck out of the ship, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I took 2, so I
Oh, there's-
recover all mine.
There's just some relaxed laughter from the cockpit. It's like,
And
yeah.
I know I'm crossing the streams, and this is sort of irrelevant, but
All right.
I'm just imagining the poor sons of Alderaan in like the whatever room they're in, all strapped in, and it's kind of like that drop ship from Aliens.
Right.
But I just like,
Somebody wake up.
poor
here.
bastard.
One of them's
So-
asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Somebody wake up here.
anybody? Do we have a beat on how far we are away from the Jed? Anybody? I'm just asking him or whoever.
We'll pull up the map, the whole
The
map.
settlement is quite off a distance, but you can make your way overland.
Well, I wasn't planning on swimming, but thank you. Thanks, Mac. Alrighty. Excellent.
At walking speed, it'll take a little over 24 hours.
So at this
Speeder
point,
bikes
I walk into the cockpit, and I turn to Mac and say, "Mac, is this the closest we can get?"
We are currently hidden by the rock outcropping. I would imagine that the Star Destroyer's sensors cannot pick us up as we are now. If we move the ship closer, we risk detection. It is a gamble, but we just escaped an Imperial patrol.
I can fly us back into the storm if you'd like.
So, what are you hitting at, Mac? You're hitting. I'm getting the feeling, Mac, that we should stay here.
I think the ship should stay here. Maybe we should take the
That's
bikes and have
pretty
have the troops follow us on foot. I really don't think it's a good idea to stay here that long.
Yeah,
Only a
they're
matter of time
trained
before they
for,
find
for
us.
that kind of cross-country trek, and we do need to make contact with this Nilo character. And Imperial search teams, they're going to start from the city and branch out. So,
Mac, if we get on these bikes, how long is it going to take us to get to it?
About 8 hours. The terrain is difficult. There is a small mountain range closer to the city, which you will have to navigate. However, you should encounter no Imperial resistance. They won't be able to track speeder bikes from orbit.
Okay, simple math. Thank you, Mac. So you take the
I hate
bikes,
this
kind of.
Sir, the R2 unit and myself will begin repairs on the ship.
Excellent.
Thank God. Yes, please. Be gentle with it. I love this ship. Whack the panel.
So,
there's no evidence of truth in that statement. After you.
I close all three eyes from.
In sequence or all at the same time?
No, in sequence. Rolling, closing. It's like, oh.
the squad rules worked perfectly last time. So, there being 8 Sons of Alderaan, you could take, if you use the speeder bike and leave the rest behind, then you can take 1 Son of Alderaan each with you to add as your
On
squad
the back
mate,
of the bike.
right?
Yep.
I
Perfect.
think it's a
Back
good
of the
idea.
bike, because it holds 2. If
Yep.
you go slower and risk going for 24 hours, then you can take 2 each, right? It's up to you.
It's a terrible idea.
Oh, if you take the crate with the rifles, that counts as 1 trooper less, right? So
I'll take
one
it.
of you would have to sacrifice that.
I'll take
So
it. No
you could
pass.
decide. Yeah.
I'll take one. I'll take the crate.
I'll take a trooper.
I'll take a trooper as well.
Me
One
too.
stone, one crate. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll bring a
Excellent.
tough little Solistan named Mikur.
Are you gonna name him?
Excellent.
He's gonna die.
Don't name them. Don't name them.
So my guy gets on the bike and he's behind me and he goes, by the way, my name is, I'm like,
Hey.
Craig,
My-
Craig was the
my-
only one who refused to name them last session, and they all survived. So I'm just throwing it
that's
out
right.
there.
My duty is personnel. I gotta name them.
There's a human climbing
Um,
on behind me, whose
Mhm.
his name is Carl.
oh,
Oh, he's dead. All right.
And so yeah. So the plan then is to go on speeder bike overland and hit the settlement as soon as possible. Excellent.
and
Are those in
the
the main
eight
book?
the 8-hour drive is completely uneventful, right?
Of course it is. Sure. Why else would I have you set
You
down
just screen wipe to
elsewhere
us arriving.
and just of course.
Are these in the core book or no? The speeder bikes
Excuse me?
themselves? Oh, the speeder bikes in the core book.
Speeder bikes, they should be in the
It should be, yeah.
core of the Age of Rebellion, at least. I got them off the Allies, and
Okay.
no, I got them off the cards. Is where I got them off.
Oh, okay.
So,
So I have those. I should go grab those. Robert, the narrator, gave me those.
but it's not the official cards. It's the cards
Oh.
that some guy posted on the internet. We probably have those files though.
Okay.
So if
We're
not, I'll
on the
just
same
send
page
them
as
to
the
you.
snow speeder
Ah,
on
there you
page
go.
263.
263. Good to know.
All right. So, let's say that by now, you've the sun has set by the time you get the speeder bikes set up and ready to go, which is no problem. You can just navigate at night. You do have to wear your respirators because of the atmosphere is there's following the partial destruction of the planet, right? The atmosphere composition has changed, and where it used to be breathable air before, now it's contaminated with gases and small particles always suspended in the air now. So that is part of the new conditions of the planet. And you notice that for a cold desert, it doesn't seem as cold as it should be. It seems that the temperature has also increased from what you knew of Jeda before the Imperial attack. And so you guys set off in the night, right? And you are approaching the sunset, right? So you are racing the Terminator line, right? So the sun will come up again.
So we go 2 and 2.
Sure. And as you are approaching the ridge of mountains that Mac warned you about, you notice a group of figures walking across the desert, right?
Ooh.
In the distance. Does anybody have like binoculars or anything like that?
I do. I have a pair of the mechanical ones that don't have electronics that get gummed up, and therefore the rebels prefer them. Macro binoculars.
There you go. So so give me a perception check, and we're gonna call that an easy check. So it's just a single purple difficulty.
One purple perception. All right.
And the micro binoculars give you boost die, right?
Yep. And let's see if the force is with me. So it's one. 1 yellow, 1 green, and 2 blue versus 1 purple.
There we go. That is amazing.
He sees the future.
Well, because I know where to look, right? One of my blues is from, oh, they didn't do anything there, but it's from the forest.
It's all skill,
This is
baby.
Russ.
Yeah.
All skill.
And so visibility is a little bit poor, and so that's what that purple is going to give you. That threat. I'm not gonna hit you with any strain or anything like that. It's
Eye strain?
just
Not even
that
eye strain?
eye strain. So
Jester needs his prescription updated.
You're much nicer than I am. I tell you. Anyhow, God.
So what you see is what appears to be a caravan. It's a bunch of these quadruped creatures, which appear to be quite tall. They're, maybe 15 feet tall or so, and they're sort of like a bluish in color. You think because the sun is starting to come up, right? You've been racing the sun. And they are trailing a small repulsor sled with a large reptilian-like creature who was also huge. It's like twice as tall as a man, right? But it's sort of hunched over, as if it were a cart being pulled by these things. But you don't see any stormtroopers, any Imperial markings. It seems to be just a caravan with a single reptilian guy and a bunch of quadrupeds. Now, briefing given by the rebel command right before you said here, it indicated that there were these animals on the planet called spamels, which are quadrupeds used as mounts or cargo beasts, and those reptilian creatures seem to match the description for a spamel.
And there seems to be like one humanoid that's guiding all these beasts of burden, right?
Correct. Let me see if I can do a quick screen share to show you what they look like, but no stormtrooper on top of those. Okay. You see the thing?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what they look like, but there's no stormtrooper on top.
All right. So I tell them what I see, and I pass the macro binoculars in case anybody else wants to take a look. Say,
And Jaster, does it appear that the guy in the sled is being towed, or is he directing this? Is this a sled type situation?
Yeah, it seems to be the one guy in charge of all these beasts pulling the sled. Do we know if our contact is one of these reptilian guys, or
no? Your contact is an Ognaut.
Okay.
If you remember those if you watch The Mandalorian, it's Wheel, and if not, it's the guys in Bespin who dismantled 3PO, basically.
Brought Mac to trade.
This is old.
I don't know if it's really worth stopping for, guys, unless it's not our guy. Yeah. I'm really focused.
Do we have a sense how difficult? Yeah. Do we have a sense how difficult it might be to kind of veer around? Yeah, veer around and stay outside of his awareness.
It shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay.
So if you'd rather do that.
Yeah, I kind of hand gesture. I assume we've stopped the bikes at this point. As soon as we saw him, Jester's looking through the thing, and I just kind of hand signal for us to go to the right.
Excellent. Okay. Anthony, before we proceed, how are we for time?
I'm waiting on a call, so I have no idea, and the call could start in 5 minutes.
It could be 2 minutes, or it could be half an hour. We don't know. So, All right. So just
Can,
be
can we
advised.
jam
that
the
we may
call?
have
Can
to-
you do that, Bob?
And will these
Uh,
bikes
it's kind of important. We've got frozen pipes, and
Oh.
so either they
Oh,
are
jeez.
thawed or not.
It'll explode. Yeah.
We're trying to avoid the bursting situations.
Okay.
Fun.
So
Just don't roll a despair, my friend.
To add to my stack.
So you manage to veer off, and because the mountain range is in your way to the city, you have to sort of, this is why it's going to take you so long, because you have to sort of detour around the mountain range. And as you're finally making your way to where you can now point the speeder bikes back to straight to your target of Jed, you notice another storm forming in your path. But there are mountains nearby, which could provide some shelter. Or you could have brought the crash survival things, because you didn't mention it. I would allow it if you flip a destiny point and say you brought your crash survival
I'll
pack
flip.
thingies.
All right.
I flip it. Yeah, I flip
Definitely.
it.
Okay. So are you gonna take the storm out in the open? Why
No,
don't we do
we'll
our
try to-
survivalist guy?
Yeah, I guess we can. What's your survival skill, Max?
I just upgraded it, so I am now one yellow, one green. So I've got two with one rank.
All right, just like me. So we can roll. You can roll it with an assist from me. We'll.
We're stopping. I got REO Speedwagon in my head right now.
Well,
Well,
give me the check
I
and
don't
we'll see
think-
what information.
I don't think
you
going
get.
into the storm is smart, Bob. The other thing I was wondering is, so how long have we been traveling?
Let's call it 5 hours, maybe. So you're not
Okay.
too far. You're about 3 hours off. Yeah.
Don't stay.
And how long have we been awake? So I don't have a sense of how long we were on the ship either.
Oh, okay. Well, let's say you've been at this for quite a while, because the mission, the hyperspace time, everybody was in readiness. There was the stress of the approaching the Star Destroyer, the combat, the settling down the ship, the getting the speeder bikes ready, and 5 hours of riding. So yeah, it's your guys are getting pretty tired.
So Jaster, what do you think?
I think we should hold up. This kind of storm, we might not be able to take in these open vehicles.
All right. So I'm going to do a survival check with a boost from Jaster. What's my difficulty?
I'm going to say it's a single purple, because what you're doing is trying to figure out how to proceed, right? So some information maybe is what you're looking for.
Wow.
Wait, that's a wash? Nothing?
That's a failure.
So, yeah, that's a failure. So what you figure is, maybe the mountains sound like a good idea. Or you could set up the tents here and just wait it out. I mean, it is a desert, and, I guess a little bit of desert survival. So it all depends on how you set the tents and withstand the storm.
I think it makes sense. Even somebody who doesn't know anything about survival trying to get some shelter from a sandstorm, just
Right.
from the holovids we'd watched.
So even so,
Well,
if we can't find a cave, let's get at least near some sort of cover and shelter, as opposed to camping out in the middle of a.
All I know is to put myself in the center.
We noticed.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
in the middle of the
you angle the bikes back toward the to the mountains, and so the ground becomes rocky. But this area is still, this is wilderness, right? So there's, instead of a rocky floor, it's just mountains, rock mountains rising out straight from the sand. instead of a rocky ground. But you start scanning, and there are cave openings, some small and some larger, until you spot like a good sized one, which you estimate might be suitable for this.
Perfect.
To hole up. Okay, so you managed to climb up a little bit into the, there's sort of like rocky ledges where you can just go up. It's not super high up. So you managed to maneuver the bikes in there and get everybody inside.
Great.
Right. So
You were saying, Greg? So I think I talked over you, Craig. Anything you were?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Let's head there.
Okay. Anything else from you guys before this moves on?
let's see.
Nope.
just
So the
checking.
storm starts, right? And so I suppose, okay, so cliffhanger time. So the storm starts. You got your fusion lamps lit up. You're opening your crates with food and preparing to rest. And, Sons of Alderaan with you are, like helping you set up camp and whatnot. And, as the storm is howling on the outside and the crack of the red lightning is going on outside, you hear a rumbling sound and an inhuman screech as a creature out of nightmare, because you failed your survival check, pops out the back of the cave, and it is huge. It is enormous. It looks like a combination of a large scorpion with some sort of alligator, but it has two scorpion tails, and it's enormous. And it starts screeching at you. And I guess we start next session rolling initiative. And we have to stop there because
we need a screen share. I need a picture of this thing.
I have no picture. It's like
come on.
All three eyes thought just turned to look at Max. Like, this is what you picked out. This is the best you got.
Just stay in the middle, Bob.
This is my last contribution, right? I peeled the ration, right?
Yeah.
And was going to bite it as this thing erupts. And then in the blink of one of those red flashes of lightning, there was food, and then there's a pistol.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Okay, so I guess we'll stop it there.
That was
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. I hope you liked
I'm
it.
an excellent driver.
Thanks, Rain Man.
That's an hour and a half that we played. So we'll give it 5 XPs, 5 duty, and what is it? 500 credits. And we'll bank the other half an hour for whenever we play next. If we make it half an hour, then we'll add it on to that rewards for next time.
I got to tell you, Lloyd.
I hope that was fun.
It was. I got to tell you, making ship combat exciting and interesting is not easy. It's a great system for it, but it's very easy just to make it a mechanical exercise, which you did not. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you. Yeah. And feedback is welcome. Is it too restrictive? Am I railroading you too much? Is it? No.
No.
Okay.
It's good.
Good.
It's
Yeah,
good.
So
We're on
think
a mission
about
from
it.
God.
Give me feedback later. Yeah,
I mean,
we are. That's kind of Age of Rebellion, right? It's all mission
Princess
based.
Leia.
You got some duty.
Yep.
Exactly. Got things to do.
All right, beautiful.
All right.
Excellent.
Have a nice
Until next
day,
time,
gents.
gentlemen.
So,
It's good seeing everybody.
All
Yeah,
right.
you too,
Take
guys.
care. It was awesome.
Cheers.